everything is going digital. You know, everything is becoming integrated with digital, and I think organizations that leave digital behind are themselves going to get left behind.
If digital's not properly integrated into what you do, you're going to lose. You're going to not be able to reach the size of audience that you want to reach. You're not going to hit the objectives that your organisation has. As simple as that.
Anytime there's a new technology that comes along, it often redefines not only how we use the old ways of doing things, but it actually presents new opportunities. And often what people are doing with digital is they're using it to do the old things new ways, not necessarily using it to do new things in new ways.
If you don't integrate digital into the strategic planning, you'll end up with a similar situation to the one that existed a couple of decades ago with the media, where the organisations became obsessed with saying the news media is the answer to everything. But a lot of the people running the organisations didn't understand anything about news and how it worked.
A lot of the times organisations see digital as digital campaigning and digital fundraising and social media, so like three different things rather than one thing that kind of needs to build on each other.
Digital managers, who are often digital experts, don't necessarily have the support and leadership skills and influencing skills they need to help change happen in their organizations. And senior managers don't necessarily have the vision for supporting a digital transformation in their organizations.
You do have to have someone who is going to get the buy-in across the organization with all the stakeholders in terms of how the digital is being used, planned, and how much is invested in it, with the view of demonstrating how digital can support their objectives and their work.
At the senior level, I think organizations and senior managers need to understand that they don't need to be digital experts to do their job well. They already have most of the skills they need, which is understanding the purpose of the organization, the direction of the organization, and bringing resources to bear to help solve problems, letting the experts get on with actually solving those problems. So asking a few good right questions will be far more powerful for those leaders than actually trying to micromanage in terms of what the actual organization does on digital.
Answering the why would WWF want to be digital first, what the hell does that mean for us, is important, and referring your work back all the time and saying, is this or is this not? I know that this is the strategy, but not just ignoring that bit and saying, yeah, that's for over there, my work is this, and I'll do it the same way I used to do it. Saying, am I actually using the channels that I've got here to the best of their ability, or is there more I could be doing?
The Obama campaign was the first time I worked with digital, and that was really one of our main, I think, innovations, was that we brought in really smart people from all different backgrounds. It wasn't just people who had worked in digital before. It wasn't just people who had worked in politics before. You know, we got smart people who were data savvy, or who, you know, in the case of the email team, were very good writers, you know, we would teach them about, you know, digital skills. I learned a lot about digital while I was on the campaign. But it was really about, you know, bringing in all sorts of different perspectives and then, you know, making digital stronger.
I think the key thing is to actually probably to rotate people through different roles in the organisations so that they, you begin to get understanding and competence at all levels.
Building up the skills of your staff and giving them the confidence to be able to try new things and do things in a different way is very important. Looking at what other organisations are doing and bringing best practice in from other sources is very important.
There is still belief in some senior management circles that digital is free or cheap, and that and you still have to do a lot of work to make the case for investment in digital. And I suppose that's a challenge for digital leaders, because with fundraising, it's something that they always did, and it's a culture that exists in the fundraising teams. While with digital teams, I think we need to kind of grow up and start doing that kind of stuff so that you can make the case that investment of big money will benefit the organization, and if you don't invest, it's going to damage it.
I think digital staff need to be sometimes less accepting of requests that may be inconsequential to the success of the organization, whether it be, you know, Facebook may not be appropriate, Twitter may not be appropriate. It's not all about recruiting new supporters. So I think they need to start to build a vision and work on building a vision that they can say the organization can do so much more.